new now,
Right, yeah. All right. What's up, everyone? Thank y'all for listening to another episode of the Texas Barbecue Show. I got my buddy Grant Ship. He is my he's a longtime friend and my Cisco rep. So I have him sitting next to us, as well as Nate with E3 Meat Co. He's on the line as well. Nate, tell everybody hi.
What's going on, everybody? Excited to be here.
Awesome. So yeah, we're highlighting E3 Meat Company out of Kansas.
I didn't grow up in the cattle industry. My dad wasn't a rancher. We didn't own a ranch. I was lucky enough to work on a ranch a little bit in high school, not 5 miles from where we're at now. And when I first had kids, your whole mindset changes. And then it's no longer about myself or what's going on around me. It's about what can I do to give these kids the healthiest lifestyle I can give them. And it starts with our food. Because we had some land, we had a ranch, I started looking into the beef industry, what was acceptable through USDA standards, what we were getting at the grocery store, and I guess more so what we weren't getting. I remember talking to my wife, I said, well, let's throw some black Angus out here and do no antibiotics, no steroids. So we raised these handful of Angus steers, and we're just loving the steaks and knowing exactly where they came from and exactly what's been put into them. The following year, I'm then telling my teammates about this meat that I had. And then I got teammates asking, well, can you feed me out a steer? Can you ship it? 4 or 5 years of us literally raising them right here, taking them to the local butcher, then hauling them down to Pittsburgh, Kansas to FedEx them out to teammates from coast to coast. You know, now we have an opportunity to move up and offer it to everybody.
On the southeast corner.
Awesome. Nathan, so tell everybody your name. Tell them your position with E3.
My nickname is Meatman Nate, but real name is Nate Stambaugh. I'm the director of sales and one of the business partners in E3 Meat Company, which is just one part of the E3 family.
Which y'all have what, E3 Meat Co., K9 Naturals, Chop House, and Ranch Foundation? Or is that
And ranch and foundation. So it all starts on the E3 ranch out there in Kansas. And then we have all these other sister companies that really kind of the idea is putting gate to plate and utilizing the whole animal throughout our different companies we have.
And who started this E3 Ranch?
Great question. Adam LaRoche. For people that don't know Adam, he played Major League Baseball, retired with the White Sox, but played throughout his career for the Braves, the Pittsburgh Pirates. So Major League Baseball was kind of his passion, as well as his father played Major League Baseball, so built into the family. But he also was lucky enough to marry a great girl who had ranching background in her family.
Okay.
And so when he retired, Adam went from being a baseball player to becoming a cowboy and moved back to the E3 ranch and really started focusing on the meat company and the restaurants and what we're doing today on the foundation side.
Awesome, man. So what sets E3 apart from some other cattle companies out there, or really, what do y'all stand behind? Give me that.
Sure. I think the biggest thing that sets us apart, we're raising our cattle without antibiotics and hormones. So for everybody involved in E3, it's important that we're raising our cattle the right way. But I think the major difference is we're really trying to connect the supply line. So not only do we own cattle, but we also own restaurants on the other side. So we're truly taking this pasture to plate stance on everything we do, utilizing the whole animal. But more importantly than that, and I would say the biggest focus when we wake up every day is the E3 Ranch Foundation, which is taking proceeds from all of the companies underneath the E3 family and giving back to active and retired military, So we're bringing them out to the ranch. We're serving on them, cooking, doing a lot of smoking actually. We smoke up briskets, rib plates, short ribs, kind of cook for them when they come back from a day of hunting. It's our way of serving on those that have served us for all these years. So the E3 Ranch Foundation, I would say, is probably the biggest thing that sets us apart from the industry.
Awesome. Now, do you take them hunting on y'all's ranch, or do y'all have a separate property that y'all do hunts on?
Yeah, they actually hunt there right on the ranch. For those that know Adam and follow him, he's part of a group called Buck Commander. So hunting is a big part of our family culture and our company culture. So we'll have active and retired military come out, and they'll actually spend a couple days hunting with Adam right there on the ranch.
Nice. Now, Buck Commander, I've heard of that. It's been several years since I've heard that name. What exactly was that on a TV show? Is that right?
Yeah, it was actually kind of a spinoff of Duck Dynasty.
Okay.
So Willie Robertson is part of that crew, as well as some other big names like Jason Aldean and Luke Bryan. But it's a time for guys to get together, guys and gals to get together and hunt, and really just fellowship together, not only at the E3 Ranch out there in Kansas, but all over the U.S. at different spots. So yeah, there's a television show associated with it, but really it's a lifestyle.
Right. Nice. Nice. And when did y'all start the E3 Ranch Foundation?
So the foundation has been kind of around for 6 to 7 years. So it's not the foundation side isn't a new part of what we do, but what is a focus of ours is continuing growing all these other brands so that we can reach out and support more people and really make an impact on the world around us. Coming up on Super Bowl right now, one of the other sides of our give back through the foundation is working to rescue people out of human trafficking. And that was a big passion for Adam. Right before he had retired from Major League Baseball, he had gone over to Thailand and seen the amount of issues over there with human trafficking, especially around children, and then came back and realized it happened stateside.
Right.
It's happening 30 minutes away from all of us. And so a big focus of ours right now is to grow the story behind the E3 Ranch Foundation so that then we can, in return, get the involvement out there and really make an impact.
Awesome. Sounds like Adam's doing some good things. So who's all behind this foundation other than Adam? Who else should we thank for getting this going?
Well,
Yourself
I mean, we have,
as well.
I was going to say, we have a lot of people that support us, from the restaurants that are buying our product to the individuals that are going on the website, purchasing steaks. As a company culture, all of us are behind it. We all wake up every morning wanting to make an impact on people around us. And so it is something, if you're part of the E3 family, that is a priority to make sure we're getting the story out there about the foundation.
Awesome, awesome. And with my platform and this new deal I got going, I'm right there, and I'll help y'all spread that word as well too. So if y'all have
And we
anything,
appreciate it.
if you got something new coming up this year or later on, we'll do a little recap, or we'll jump on live and we'll go from there. We'll talk about it later.
That's awesome.
So Adam, he was tired of playing baseball, wanted to get back in the field. Y'all started doing so y'all went from field to table with the chop houses.
Yes, yeah. The first chop house was out in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and that's actually how I had the pleasure of meeting Adam. Was I was working for another beef company at the time, and a much larger scale operation, and Adam had started. It just depends on what the sales looks like on the other side. So we're definitely a niche program, under 0.25% of the industry. So we're really able to go out there and handpick the best quality.
Awesome. And on a food service wholesale side, how are y'all on a limited amount of accounts y'all can handle as far as like for the brisket side? Because obviously there's only 2 briskets on a carcass. And restaurants, I'm sure, are trying to get as many as possible. What is the situation for briskets with E3 in this time? You know,
Yeah, briskets are, brisket's king, right? And barbecue, it always will be. So brisket availability can be tight, depending on the time of year and what the demands look like. We have a few key customers. Shout out to the Stellar Hog in St. Louis, because those guys rock. But we have a few key customers who are getting briskets consistently every week. Kind of we try to get creative with it at E3, knowing that we have less cattle in our pool.
right?
Now, with that said, we're growing. 2020, we expect to double the amount of cattle we're doing. We have the cattle in the pipeline, but we're really focusing on working on some of the other cuts, like rib plate, short ribs. We're getting creative with shanks, whole shanks, smoking those,
Nice.
as well as items like the beef belly.
That was my next one. I was going to say, I love beef belly. No one ever uses it.
Oh, it's the most underrated cut on the entire animal, in my opinion, when you look at price point and quality. I love it. It's a great cut.
I do beef belly burn ends. Cube it up, smoke it, toss it in some barbecue. So essentially, brisket burn ends, you're just cubing it up, from the get go, just like pork belly burn ends. It's tasty.
I thought that was my secret.
Uh-oh.
Man, you got me on that one. I love
Did you come down to Texas and I didn't know it?
it. they make the most consistent burnt ends that you can get off the animal, in my mind. I'm in agreement with you 100% there.
And I think you're the perfect person for me to speak to in regards to possibly getting some meat for my catering service, right? Are you the guy?
Absolutely. I'm the guy that handles that side.
Yeah. We need to do some cooking.
But between us and Cisco down there, we got you covered.
Absolutely. Now, I wanted to ask a quick question, just from the kind of the supplier end. I know you guys are a really small niche operation. It sounds awesome, and Cisco's vision is to distribute the finest quality of anything, to its customers and to the industry. Is there anything? I know right now your operation is really small, but are you guys planning on maybe taking up a little bit of production, or you want to stay that small handcrafted, brand that you are now?
Yeah, I think we want to walk a very fine line. We never want to lose our belief system on how we're raising cattle. So with that said, we always want to be a niche player. And when I say a niche player, I mean less than 5% of the industry. Now, last week we harvested 600,000 head of cattle in the United States. So when I say less than, I know that number's crazy, right?
Yep. Compared to that's a big number. Even when you talk about total beef production in the United States, that's a large number.
Yeah. So if I could say, we want to grow this brand and this program to a point where we're doing 500 head a week, and we've got the ability through our pipeline of cattle and the E3 certified ranches to do that, I think that leaves enough product out there to hit a core group of restaurants with our brand. We never want to be the next Creekstone Farms or Snake River Farms. We're not looking to be that big. We're looking to stay nimble and small, but obviously bigger than we are today, because we can't make the impact on the foundation side we need unless we get bigger and we tell this story to more people. And that's the beauty of restaurants, right? Because they have consumers coming in every day that could hear the E3 story. It really brings a lot of awareness to what we're trying to do on a much larger scale.
Well, in this day and age, I mean, it's the impact of not only in the restaurant scene, but in the environment. It's a big deal, and the younger eaters especially are really starting to grab onto that. They're really starting to find their why and eating with a purpose. And I tell you, we were driving down Amarillo last weekend, and some of those feedlots out there. I mean, it's kind of it's a little disheartening to see. But I know you guys are doing a much better job, and you're again responsibly raising those cattle. I think that's an amazing thing that you guys are doing, and it's miles above the standard. Um, but yeah, I would love to see that on a grander scale for sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the transparency of how cattle are raised is extremely important to myself and Adam and his wife Jen and Rancher Jake and his wife Casey. All of us believe we want to serve something that we're going to feed to our families, to America, and we want to be the guys that change that and really kind of bring more transparency to a otherwise very shady industry
Sure,
in
sure.
some segments.
Yeah, it's real. The struggle's real, and I really do appreciate what you guys are doing because man, we definitely need to have a sector of that next level in the industry because people need to be aware of it.
Absolutely.
So what else we got? What else we got, Nate? You got any other cool, fun stuff that we haven't talked about that that you just want to say or spread about? The podium's yours.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll be setting some down for you guys to work with, but I really do think from a barbecue standpoint, these shanks, for me, I love family style cooking. I love large format. I love sitting at a table with people and enjoying a meal. I feel like in our political climate that we're at today, if we could only all sit down at a table and enjoy a meal together, it doesn't matter what your belief systems are at
Yeah.
that point, everybody can get together. And so, we're going to be focusing on 2020 on bigger cuts like that maybe you're not seeing everywhere, like a smoked shank. So looking forward to getting some down to you guys for you to try them out and see what you guys think about them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Send me whatever if you want something to just send me the underappreciated stuff. Cause
Like a big tomahawk ribeye.
oh yeah, I need a 4-bone.
Just something that nobody really likes.
Yeah. We'll send you the Koji aged ribeye prime, 48-ounce bone in.
Oh my goodness.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah, I mean,
Nah.
nice and all. I need to frame that one.
Nobody dreams about that.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I mean, I think from our standpoint, we wake up every day excited that new people are learning about the E3 brand. I mean, it's been around for quite a few years, but just in the past year or two, we've really started focusing on getting the brand name out there. And, from the canine side, having accounts like Atwood's really behind our brand has been huge. And then obviously with the opening of the new restaurant in Nashville, and who knows, maybe there's another restaurant or two in the future for us from the E3 family as well.
Y'all need one down here in Texas.
Down in the stockyards.
There you go.
Hey, you let me know the place, and we'll come down and make a visit. I'm a big fan of the Knife Steakhouse down there, John Tazar.
Oh yeah, knife. Yep.
I like what he's doing down there.
That's really about the only place you got. So come on down.
Need to give old Tim Love a run for his money down there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Y'all need to set up shop right next to the White Elephant Saloon. Show them who's boss.
That's in the stockyard, so that's where everybody parties at night and wears cowboy boots. It's a perfect spot for y'all.
Well, it's a perfect connection to the Chisholm Trail. I mean, that's what made Fort Worth what it was, and on up to Kansas City and then on up to Chicago. I mean, it's a beautiful story.
Yeah, the history of cattle throughout the Midwest. I'm an East Coast boy, born and raised, and for years I tried to always say, "Oh no, the East Coast has great cattle." And the truth of the matter is, there's a reason why the best cattle are located there in the Midwest, and that's because the ground is plentiful and the eating's good.
Absolutely. So let's see. What did I have? So in regards to grading, is USDA has a standard of upper 2/3 and prime grading, correct?
So the USDA standard would be select on the lower tier, then there's choice, and then there's prime. Now, a lot of plants will then grade out choice into the lower third and upper two
I
thirds.
gotcha. And I don't think I've touched on this with any other cattle. I've only done, I did a cab interview before, but I don't think we kind of talked on this as more general. When a USDA certified inspector is looking at that carcass, when that grading starts, it really just starts from the ribeyes, basically, right? From the steaks. It doesn't even, it's not like they're looking at that brisket and saying that's choice. It all starts in what parts of that beginning of the carcass that tells you the rest of its prime.
Yeah, absolutely. So it only is graded on the ribeye,
Okay.
and that's something that throughout the years I think has been a topic of discussion. Knowing that barbecue is science, right? We all know that everybody has their own formulas and secrets to the best brisket, and prime versus choice is a huge topic. I think in a lot of barbecue circles,
For sure.
and I've heard that numerous times of, well, why is my prime brisket not as marbled as I expect it to be? And we are grading as an industry off of the ribeye, not off of the brisket, and
Gotcha.
that is an interesting topic. Now,
Yeah.
I will say this, because our briskets are natural, once again, meaning no hormone and no antibiotics in the animal's life, um, they yield out better. So we have a smaller brisket, typically 14 pounds on the top side, but a lot of times 10 to 12 pounds is where our briskets are sitting.
That's your
But
average.
yeah, that's our
Nice. I
average.
love that
We,
average.
oh yeah, and it's beauty because it's not. I hate to say robots because no animal or no meat is a robot, right? It's a living animal. So to get it into a certain size sector takes a lot of time and a lot of experience. But a lot of our barbecue guys love the fact that they're not going to get a 10 pounder in a box with an 18
Yeah,
pounder
for sure.
and wreak havoc on their smoking schedule.
And with that, so that comes to the consistency part. At least for me, I want to always have the same size all the way across the board, 6 cases, 7 cases. And how is y'all's program and everything that y'all do a consistent basis as well? I mean, is that something to look at? Because you know the quality is great too. That's always a good thing, but consistency that's a big part of the equation as far as for food service.
Yeah,
Y'all
it
focus
is.
on that?
It's a very consistent program. And the way we handle that, I think, is twofold. How we're raising the cattle, the feed process. Our animals are on pasture the majority of their life, but they're also given a grain mixture, whole corn plant, sorghum, prairie hay. Um, Rancher Jake, one of the things he doesn't believe in necessarily is spent brewer's grain, right? That is an industry standard, and it is actually a way to sustainably use a byproduct, but he doesn't feel like the nutritional values there
Right.
in a spent brewer's grain. But the other side is making sure those animals are all uniform live weight when they're coming into the processing plant. So we are also on that side making sure that our animals are very uniform coming into the plant.
Okay. Okay. That's good to know. What else we got? Well, Grant, you got anything? See, some things are quicker than others.
Sure, sure. I was just made aware of E3 just by Brandon, and man, it just kind of opened up a Pandora's box. I want to go in and just know it all. But to know that you guys are giving back to the communities, to communities by giving back to veterans, and I'm a veteran myself, so I really appreciate what you do on that front.
Thank you. Thank
Um,
you for your service
and
and everything you've done and sacrificed for us.
You bet. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. So, but no, I mean, it just sounds like you guys have a fantastic program, and I don't know if you guys work with any local distributors out there, or what if y'all want to again just kind of keep it between y'all, right at the moment. But yeah, I mean, we always love learning about new products and new opportunities, and whether it's business, whether it's just going in and having a great meal. Me as I'm from the distributor side, I was a chef for many years, so it was kind of what drug me onto this side of the business. So I'm just as food is my life, and just to see what you guys got going on it's really impressive, and I appreciate what you guys are doing to, and hopefully trying to, you're definitely going to leave this industry better than you found it. But so at that, I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. And it's, especially right now as we grow and build this brand, any type of opportunity we have to tell the story, we're very thankful of. So I appreciate the time that you guys have both taken today. And Grant, I understand the background of going from chef into sales. I kind of had a similar path. I didn't ever think I'd be slinging meat for a living, but I love every minute of it, and it gives me the ability to be around food all day long, and chefs in the community, and really just do that and give back at the same time. So I can't ask for anything more. And Jake and Adam have both been great partners, and we're excited to get this word out about the E3 brand.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, you're well on your way, and I guess if there's anything that we can do down here in Texas, you just let us know.
Well, it's funny you mention it, because Texas came up earlier today on another phone call that's somewhere where we need to be in 2020, in 2021. So I'd love to continue that conversation as well too. I know there's a couple chefs down there looking for a new story, a new brand. My background was actually from Creekstone Farms, so I was over there for about 6 years, and familiar with the Texas market. And I think E3, the brand, could really fit well down there.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to trying it.
Come on down.
Awesome.
And
I
Nate,
appreciate it, guys.
Real quick, give everybody that's listening, where can they find y'all? Give us the plug, social media, website, lay it out for everybody.
Yeah, fantastic. Website, www.e3ranch.com. That's e3ranch.com. For anybody that didn't know, E3 stands for error on the first baseman. Once again, going back to the lineage of baseball and how important that is to us. But social media, we have quite a few different social media platforms. E3 Canine Naturals is our dog treat line. We also have E3 Meat Co. That's E3 MEATCO, which is the meat company side. We have 2 Chop House Instagrams, as well as, if you want the behind the scenes on the cattle side, you can go to E3 Ranch KS. So E3 Ranch Kansas.
Okay. Awesome.
On Instagram.
Awesome. And I'll put the links to what Nate said in the description below. And well, brother, I appreciate it. Thanks for being on the Texas Barbecue Show, and I look forward to sharing y'all's story more here in a couple weeks. And anything new y'all have coming out, please let me know. Send me an email, and let's jump on and spread the word. And I'm really excited to grill up and smoke some stuff. So,
hey, we appreciate you and all you do, and I hope I can come down there and smoke a shank with you soon.
Yeah, come on. We'll see you soon.
All right, brother.
All right, man. We'll see you later.
Thanks. Nate. Take care.
You too.
All right, bye-bye. Cool. Well, that was Nate with E3 Ranch out of Kansas. They got some awesome stuff, don't they?
Sounds like they do. Sounds like they're going to take the Angus specific, market by storm.
And it's funny, like you said, you didn't know about them, and that's the whole point of what I'm doing. It's sharing this with someone just like yourself that's listening or watching on YouTube, and you're getting something out of it. Now you're almost emotionally attached to them.
Seriously.
You're like, I want to know more. I want to. I mean, that every story has. That story, because it does make people emotionally invested and want to spend money with you.
For sure. And again, do you start it to make money, or do you start it to make a difference? And it sounds like these guys are kind of
Make a difference. Probably.
They're making a difference, and the money's following.
Well,
so
Adam was he retired from baseball. I don't think he was hurting for money.
No,
So
he
yeah,
wasn't
so
hurting
that's
for money.
exactly what's going on.
But yeah, I mean, when you build a brand like that, you focus on doing the right thing first, and then everything just kind of falls in line.
Yep.
Which I think that's the best way to do it. When you focus on just the financial side, a lot of the times it kind of gets lost in the mix. But it sounds like these guys are doing it right, and Nate seemed like a real good guy. So,
Well, yeah, he shared some stuff, and I like the platform because people sometimes tell me things that no one else knows.
sure, sure.
I don't think he shared anything just yet, but I already can tell that down the line if there's something releasing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This podcast, Texas Barbecue Show is going to be the one to tell it.
That's it. That's it.
So, well,
Let's go smoke a shank
or something else.
or something. Yeah, you know.
Oh, jeez. Okay, well, you ready to sign off?
Yeah, I guess so. After that pity laugh, I think it's time.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to another.
Texas Barbecue Show.
I'm Brandon, and we had Grant Ship with Cisco.
Over and out.
See y'all later.